Welcome to Python Basics with EJD. In this video, we'll be talking about Streamlit and Dash for data apps. I've been introducing us to different kinds of Python packages, and some I'm very familiar with, some I'm not very familiar with. But the basic idea is to introduce you to the over to do some kind of overview of these apps. So that can be like a head start for you, for anyone you're interested in. For instance, the web development apps, for instance, I've never used them, and I don't think I intend to use them at any point. So, but if you are interested in them, so what I've done can just be as a can just serve as a kind of induction into it, so you can take it up from there. You have access to my code sheets by just looking at my my description box either on Facebook or on YouTube, and then you can download the code sheets and then follow step by step. I usually advise that you have like two devices, like a phone to see what I'm doing and your computer to follow practically. Open the code sheet on your own computer to and follow step by step. Once I do something, you can create a new cell and try it out and see how these things work, right? So interestingly, Streamlit and Dash for data apps. I'm interested in data generally. So as a result of that, so in fact, I think I've used Dash a couple of times when I did a playlist on data analysis with Python, then of course data science with EJD. So you can just go to my channel, and then you can click on playlist. You find all these things there. So just come here and you come to this. All right. And having done that, you just check on playlists. So from playlists now you can find data analysis with EJD. This is it right here. I have 35 videos where I dealt with different aspects of data analysis. So I think some of these capstone projects actually involve using Dash and all that. For instance, if I check this out for right now, if you look at the description, I think, yeah, allocation dashboard. So I built a dashboard using Bokeh. I think in some other cases I must have used Dash or something like that. Yeah, here. So in video 34, where I did a capstone project on neighborhood resource equity dashboard with Plotly. So Plotly and Dash were used together. So if you go back and do and check out the videos on I think data science with EJD, you can also find something similar. So okay, still talking about playlists now. So talking about playlists, you have data science with EJD. So here I have 60 videos covering different aspects of machine learning. So I have introduction to machine learning. Then I took all the key algorithms, and then once that is done, we went ahead to talk about supervised learning, unsupervised learning, reinforcement learning, and all of that. So you want to check all of these out because I'm particularly interested in data generally. So here, talk using Streamlit and Dash for data apps now. So here we have an introduction to data apps. So what data apps are and why they matter, right? Data apps are interactive web-based applications that allow users to explore, analyze, and visualize data in real time. So why they matter in modern analytics, right? I think I can remove this first line. I think it's some kind of tautology. So I guess this can go. This can just go, right? So avoid the tautology. Yeah. So introduction to data apps, right? So I've said it already that data apps are interactive web-based applications that allow users to explore, analyze, and visualize data in real time. Why they matter in modern analytics? Static reports quickly become outdated in fast-changing environments. So you want something dynamic that you can always change to see different new information. Then enable on-demand insights without needing analysts to generate reports. So it's like you have set everything. So if you want to see a particular thing, you just click there maybe with one or two clicks, you get what you want. Make data accessible to non-technical users through intuitive dashboards. Then bridge the gap between raw data and actionable decisions, improving both speed and accuracy. Then we have static reports versus interactive web apps. Static reports are like maybe I did an analysis and I sent you an Excel sheet or I plotted some charts and that is it. So, but web apps are interactive. So so we want to compare the two now. Static reports versus interactive web apps. So talking about the nature, for instance, static reports like Excel's, PDFs, and Power BI exports are predefined. fixed snapshot of data, while interactive web apps like Streamlit, Dash, and Shiny are dynamic updates with live data. So some, if you even set it, once new data comes in, things change. Like maybe what the kind of thing that happens, maybe in stock exchanges and things like that. Then interactivity. So for static reports, you can hardly interact. So it is minimal, or there's minimal interaction or none. But for interactive web apps, you have high, you can have filters, sliders, and drill downs. Then for the use case, static reports are good for record keeping, compliance, and summary sharing, while interactive web apps are good for exploration, scenario testing, and real-time decisions. Then data source. Static reports, they are frozen at generation time, but then interactive web apps, you can connect to live databases and APIs. Maybe there's some software where you get information and then it supplies data to your dashboard, and then you can see or to your data app, and you can see the way things are changing. It's just like maybe if you have an electronic election, so as each vote comes in, you see the votes change, the vote counts changing for the different parties involved. Then you have user experience. Static reports have passive consumption, while interactive web apps, they are active. You have active exploration and engagement. So if you are interacting with a web app, with a data app, you have to be active, right? But if you are reading a static report, you may not pay attention. But interactive, maybe you are actively changing. Maybe you want to change the year, you want to change a particular component to see how it affects the overall thing. So what are some use cases for data apps? They are good for business dashboards. Maybe you want to monitor KPIs such as sales, marketing funnels, or supply chain performance. They provide real-time updates for quick decision making. Then for scientific research apps, they explore research data sets interactively, e.g., maybe you're working with genomics, climate models, and simulations. Then encourage collaboration and reproducibility in research outputs. Then for machine learning, the model deployment, so they can serve as data apps can serve as predictions through intuitive interfaces. Example, a customer churn prediction app where users input customer data and get results instantly, you know. So now let's get started with Streamlit. Now, getting started with Streamlit, to install, of course, you need to use pip install Streamlit. Basic usage you can run with Streamlit run app.py. Core concept, you have widgets where you can use st.slider, st.selectbox, st.text input. Of course, the st is coming from the fact that you probably would have uh imported Streamlit as st. Then you have layout like sidebars, columns, and tabs. Then you have data display like st, where you can use st.dataframe, st.metric, and st.map. Then you can have charts. So you can integrate this with Matplotlib, Plotly, or Altair. Then an example is a simple app that loads a CSV and allows user to filter rows dynamically. So we are going to demonstrate that at the end of this video. So, or maybe at the end of this section, I don't know. So building, it's all there. I think you will see it as we go on. I said I don't know. I actually set this up. So building interactive dashboards in Streamlit. So structuring a dashboard, you need to navigate. So you need navigation, interactivity, and responsiveness. Then if you need multiple pages, you can use st.experimental underscore set underscore page dot underscore config or Streamlit multi-page apps. Then linking widgets to dynamic visualization. You need sliders controlling histograms, drop downs, updating scatter plots. Then use of caching. So you need to use like at st.catch underscore data for performance optimization. Then you can have mini projects like sales dashboard. So you upload CSV, filter by region or date, and update KPIs and charts. Then so that's about, still talking about Streamlit. How do you deploy Streamlit now? Deploying ML apps, machine learning apps with Streamlit. So here now you can have loading pre-trained models like scikit-learn, TensorFlow, and PyTorch, and then taking user input for predictions, form inputs or uploaded files, displaying results in real time with visuals, e.g., classification probabilities as bar charts. Example, maybe you have a spam classifier app. You input the text, model the prediction. So you use your model prediction and then probability output. Then deployment, you can have Streamlit Cloud, one-click hosting. You can have alternatives like Heroku, AWS, Google Cloud, and then handling secrets and API keys. You can use st.secrets. Then let's talk about Dash. I've used Dash a couple of times under the data analysis with Python playlist with 35 videos there. So getting started with Dash up, and that goes together with Plotly most times. So installation, you have to do pip install Dash. Then core architecture, you have Flask backend plus React.js front end. That's what that works like. So you have key components, the layouts, you have HTML.div, DCC.graph, DCC drop down. I think DCC is Dash core components or something like that because I've used it a couple of times. Then you have callbacks where you have input output functions for reactivity. You can do the styling where you have Bootstrap, CSS, and custom themes. Example, simple app with drop down to select a dataset column and update a histogram dynamically. We are going to see some examples like that. Then building dashboards in Dash now. What does it entail? Dashboard structure, you need multiple tabs and navigation menus. Live update components, you need dcc.interval for streaming data, linking multiple graphs, selecting a region in one plot, updates others. Then example, mini project, you can do a COVID-19 tracker dashboard. So you have a country selector, a line chart, a bar chart, and some KPIs. That's a possible thing you can do with that. Then you can deploy ML machine learning apps with Dash. So integrating machine learning pipelines into callbacks, handling user file uploads, using dcc.upload. I think I should make that look like the usual way these things look. So example, image classifier app, upload image, then model predicts class, display probability plus image. Then deployment, you can use Heroku with G Unicorn. Then you have Dockerization for cloud hosting. And then you have scaling with AWS Elastic Beanstalk. So let's compare Streamlit versus Dash now. So feature, the learning curve, Streamlit is beginner friendly, Dash is intermediate, so it's a step ahead because here you have to use callbacks and layout logic. The design, Streamlit has quick prototypes and less control over layouts, whereas Dash has full control and it is highly customizable. So that makes it look like if you are starting out, you can start with Streamlit, but if you want to go if you want to go fully into making dashboards, you can go with Dash. Then the use case, Streamlit is good for fast machine learning demos and personal dashboards, but Dash is good for enterprise dashboards or production systems. So if you are doing something big, so Dash should be it for you. And then deployment, Streamlit Cloud is easy to deploy using Streamlit is easy to deploy using Streamlit Cloud. And then Dash is scalable using Flexible via Flask and or Docker. So some best practices in that case. So it should keep the user interface simple and intuitive, keep your UI simple and intuitive, optimize performance with caching and efficient data queries, document the app with instructions and tooltips, secure sensitive apps like by using authentication and secrets management, version control with Git for collaborative development is important. Then you can have some possible capstone projects, like you can do a finance dashboard. So you do a portfolio tracker with real-time stock data. You can do customer churn predictor, machine learning app with visual explanations. You can have a health monitoring app, Internet of Things data integration and live streaming. Then Climate Data Explorer, where you have interactive maps with Plotly and Streamlit. So some tryouts, so to speak. So let's do Streamlit dashboard.py. So this is a Streamlit interactive dashboard. First of all, you need to install Streamlit, right? I had it installed before, so this is not going to, it should not take too much time. Pip install Streamlit. Okay. And once that is done, then we now, so come next here, you have, Streamlit underscore dashboard.py. So run Streamlit underscore dashboard.py. So import IO, import pandas are speedy. So you can see, okay, things are installing up there now. So I think it's done. Then install numpy as np, import plotly. Plotly is just plotly is a data visualization tool. I explored it under the data analysis with Python playlist. So you want to check it out. It's really very interactive. You can zoom, you can hover over the graph, you can zoom in, you can zoom out, you can do all sorts of things. That's why it's always very good when we are working with dashboards. Then you now import Streamlit as ST. Then you can now say st.set underscore page underscore config. So page title, data explorer dashboard, layout wide. So you can set all these things. So sidebar, data for ingestion. So st.sidebar.header is a data, then uploaded st.sidebar file uploader, upload the CSV file. Say you type CSV, use example, st.sidebar checkbox, use example says data. So I mean you have to upload the kind of data you actually want in this case. Then so for catch, you define a function, load example data, you have all of these things going. So we have some random stuff going on there. So this is example data now. But if you want to see a real dashboard, you can check the data analysis playlist. I have a couple of them right there. So you do all of these things, sidebar filters and all this. So this is where you set all the everything running. Header plus KPIs. Maybe you want to see data explorer dashboard, upload your CSV, you know. Upload your CSV or use the example data set, filter, explore, and chart. So we have an example data set, a just made up data set like that. So you want to have a data table where you preview data and all of these things. So you just go on and on like that. Once it's all done, then you can download filter data if you like. So you say download button, download filter CSV. So if I run this now, I think it takes a bit of time. I think it should be running already. Oh, it's done. In fact, that's so fast. So with this now, okay, shows us all these things. So missing scripts. So we have a lot of missing things there. So, but I mean, this is just me introducing it. I'm not doing a full-blown thing. So you can check the data analysis playlist where I have actual databases working there. Okay, that is for Streamlit now. So let's go ahead. So for Streamlit machine learning app. So again, here you have. So because you're doing machine learning now, you need to use some machine learning things like once you begin to see all this sklearn, blah blah blah. So load iris. So the iris data set is a flower data set with 150 data points, 150 flower measurements in three species, vesicola and all that. Vesicola, I've forgotten the other two. I mean, I worked with it a lot. So if you want to get these things in depth, now for this, now you can check the data science with EJD playlist with 60 videos. So I did all of these things here. So we are still using Streamlit for machine learning. So let's say we train and predict some data sets. So you can settle, just look at this more intently. I'm just running over this whole thing. It's a lot, right? So if you sit down with the code, you'll understand. You can, I mean, especially if you're interested in it. But if you want something more practical, you can go for the data science playlist. So I may not have the full functionality here now. So I mean, this one we have a lot of missing scripts because we don't have the no such file as iris._ref.pkl. But I think the dash one is going to work normally, right? So and that's why Dash seems to be a bit more recommendable compared to Streamlit. So if I wanted Streamlit to work out, it would have required some more work. But because I'm just doing an overview, that's why I didn't bother. But if you want to see actual dashboards, you want to check data analysis with Python and data science with EJD. Did I do dashboards with data science? You can check. So we have dash_dashboard.py. So we want a dash interactive dashboard with linked callbacks plus live tick. So in this case, now we first of all install pip. We first of all do pip install dash like that. That's easily done. And then we have dash_dashboard.py. So run this. So import numpy as np, pandas as pd, plotly.express as px, datetime, import datetime, dash imports with dash dcc. We need all of these things from Flask, import Flask. We saw Flask for web development the other time. So here now we generate example data set. So define a function called make data. N is 600, seed is 1. So you just have some general things. So rng, np.random default, rng seed. Then you have df. So region, you have APAC, EMEA, AMER. So these are just things to generate some data, like 600 data points like that. Then you can define a month. You have some dates there, like between 2023 January and 2024 December. So the frequency, you have M. So as type, you say str size n. So you can go through all this. right? And of course, you can also look at the various dashboards that I did under data analysis with Python, and that can give you an overview. So if I run this now, we're going to get a proper dashboard. So that is easily done. So it's loading. You can see the dashboard is loading. So you can see it's coming on with, so it shows us, so it does a scatter plot of X against Y. So you can see as I'm hovering around, it's showing me X is this, Y is that, category gadgets, and all of these things. So, and then we also have total value by category. So if you want to see month by month, so maybe March 2023, this is what you get. If you want to see June 2023, it also changes. So that's what a dashboard looks like. Um, so maybe December 2024, it also changes. Then you can also change, we get widget by widget. So if you delete this whole thing now, so this is like everything, but you can then pick up, like, do that. That's what happens there. So gadgets like this, you have that now. So if you add widgets to it, you have this. Okay. So, you can just play around with these things. So all of this is gone now. So you come AMER, you have this. So what if you change it to APAC? You have that. A bit of change. EMEA, you have that. So you can just play around with this thing. So you also have value over the month and things like that. So that's what that looks like. So of course, this is just an overview of Streamlit and Dash for data apps. So that actually goes. So we can say we have come to the end of this video. So if you want to see more dashboards, check the data analysis playlist, data analysis with Python playlist with 35 videos. And then you can also check for machine learning, you can check the data science with EJD playlist. So this one even has a live clock like that. So that's interesting. You want to check that out as much as you want. All right, so this is the end of this particular video on Streamlit and Dash for data apps. So with Streamlit and Dash, you can create data apps that are very interactive in nature. Okay, so let me know how helpful this video is for you, and if there's something you'd like me to try out, maybe in your field you want to let know if there are Python libraries or packages that can help you do some of your tasks. Just indicate your field in the comment section, and then I may be able to find some Python packages or libraries that may work for you. Okay. If you have not subscribed, of course, you're wasting opportunity. Maybe that's the word to use here. So you want to go ahead and subscribe right away and hit the notification bell so you can always get alerted each time a new video is released. Afterwards, you can, of course, you can take it a step further by clicking on join and becoming a member of this channel, and that comes with some special privileges. Ultimately, don't forget to comment, like, and share so that more people can have access to the great content I have going on here. Till I come your way again, keep doing Python right. Bye.